So you just began your art journey and you discovered you have a passion for art. You have a passion to draw. You've been enjoying the whole journey. But at a certain point, it gets frustrating because at this point, you do not have an idea what to do. You go on social media and you see other people's art, you see other people's work, and they do very amazing things. And you look at your drawing now, and at this point, you've seen other people's videos. And at this point, when you look at yours, it doesn't look so pleasing anymore. Right? I understand the frustration. So in this video, even if you want to improve your art, you want to improve yourself, you want to get clarity, in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you a few tips that I wish I knew sooner before now. All right, so stay tuned. And number 2 is going to shock you. Well, tip number 1, don't compare yourself. You're an artist. Trust me, you're an artist, right? And art is actually in the eyes of the beholder. Do you get me? While you find your style, while you find your method, how you go about things, all right? It is okay for your art to look weird. It is okay for your art to not measure up to the artists that you see up there. Whether it is pencil art, whether it is acrylic drawings that you do, whether it is oil paintings. If you compare your work with social media, you will never grow. In fact, more importantly, you will lose the motivation to draw. I'm telling you, you will lose the motivation to draw, or you use the motivation to create more art. Do not compare yourself, and understand that you are just beginning. You are starting out. Those artists that you see there, they've been starting out for years. And at a certain point, they found their style. They mastered their style, and now their style looks beautiful. So will you. I myself personally, I'm one person who is very interested in skin details. I love skin details on face. But when I make drawings, I find out that I always like to make it very detailed, very hyper realistic, to the point where it doesn't, in my eyes, to me, it doesn't look so nice anymore. Then one day someone texted me, someone commented on my videos, and he said something. He said that wherever he sees my drawings, he knows it's mine. So what you might think about your own drawing, somebody else might be thinking something better. So please do not compare yourself. Continue moving forward. Keep practicing. Number 2, come closer. Let me tell you the truth. Number 2, come closer. You need good art materials to make good art. Simple. Mic drop. Boom. Yeah. You need good art materials to make good art. Now I understand there are some times that people will tell you, or you hear artists say you do not need to start with most expensive materials, and that is true. You don't need to start with expensive materials. You can literally use a simple pencil, an eraser. Let me see if I can. Alright, so you could use a simple pencil like this, an eraser, a pencil, a simple paintbrush, whatever you can use, right? You can literally use that to start. You can use a simple sketchbook, right? But come closer again. If you want to make good art, you need good art materials. If you want to make very good art, you need expensive art materials. Why? Why do I say this? Because what a Strathmore paper, I'm a pencil artist, so what a Strathmore paper would give you, there's a value a Strathmore paper would give you is far better than the values a cardboard paper would give you. Right? The values or the depth that a canvas will give you is far more than the depth that a sketchbook will give you. I don't know if you get me, right? I started using this for pencil artists. You guys know this is the Mono Zero eraser, right? Since the day I started using this, I have never looked back. Because for some reason this material here gives good skin texture, and I cannot do that with an ordinary eraser. You need good materials to make good art. You need good materials to make good art. I cannot emphasize that so much, but I won't dwell on that. A lot. I won't dwell on that. Now, number 3, focus on the fundamentals. Whatever art is what you're doing, whatever art genre you're in, whatever is not, focus on the fundamentals. If it's acrylic, focus on understanding colors. Focus on knowing how to mix your colors. If it's pencils, focus on knowing your shadings. Know what art medium works out for you. Is it graphite? Is it graphite? Is it charcoal? I myself, I prefer using charcoal. This is my favorite pencil here, a charcoal pencil. That is new General's charcoal pencil. You could check that out. It's an amazing, it gives amazing values, right? Know which one works for you. Focus on the fundamentals, right? Your shadings, especially your shadings, right? One thing I realized in hyper realistic drawings, and one thing I learned recently, is that the depth of your work depends how realistic it is. It's surprising, and it's very simple. Most times you think that the realism comes from the details. No, the depth of it, the depth of your shading determines how realistic it looks. Because if you have good depth, your works looks better. But if you don't, it just looks like this. This was my drawing a few months ago. Literally. Number 4. Alright, so number 4, don't be afraid to make mistakes. Your drawings will suck. In the beginnings, your drawings will suck. It's true. You will. And the funny thing now is that you will go on social media, you will look at people's drawings, and you will look at yours, and you will now say, "Oh my God, what is this?" You look at yours, you will get discouraged. Your drawings will not look nice at first. No, trust me, you won't. You won't look nice at first. But what will you do? You don't let that stop you. All right. Always make the mistakes, because that's how you learn. Consistency is key. And that's actually my next point, but I don't know why I'm diving into it now. Consistency is key. You learn, you make the mistake, you learn from those mistakes, you make more mistakes, you learn from those mistakes, and funny thing, you always improve your drawings. And another thing that will tell you, do not be afraid to show your art to anybody. Do not be afraid to post your work on the internet. Do not be afraid to do anything that is regarding to your passion, right? Because even people who will critique your work, when they critique your work, right, it gives you more room to learn. It gives you more room to improve. All right? Do not worry about whatever who will say, whatever anybody will say. Well, the question is, what better decisions will you make regarding those comments? I don't know if you get me. What better decisions will you make regarding those comments? How better will you make your art regarding following from those comments? Do you get me? So much. A man of God that I respect so much, he made a statement. He said, practice doesn't make perfect. He said, practice makes improvement. The more you practice, the more you improve. The more you practice, the more you improve. The more you draw, the more you improve. The more you draw, the more you improve. And last tip, this is my final tip for you, all right? Art takes time. It actually does take time. Then you won't become a master overnight. Your art channel or your TikTok account will not blow overnight. You won't just know all of a sudden. You won't just come and all of a sudden you will just know how to start making awesome drawings. You will take time, and sometimes longer than you think, sometimes sooner than you think. The question is, how better are you willing to make yourself every single artwork? Every single day that you learn and you practice, every single day, how better are you willing to make yourself? It's simple, all right? Don't, like, for those of you that are in the art, that are in the pencil community like me, that love pencil artwork so much, right? Hyper realistic pencil artwork, to be specific, right? Art takes time. You cannot take a day to finish your whole art. It's very possible you can if you want to, if your abilities can, if your capacity can take you that far. There is no problem. You can go on, finish your drawing. But there are most times where it is always better to let go of the artwork for now. Refresh your mind, then come back to it. All right? Because most times I find that whenever I'm drawing and my brain is fatigued, my mind is fatigued, I ruin that drawing. I ruin it completely. All right? So take your time. Take your time. If it's 2 hours, 3 hours, it doesn't matter. Take your time. All right? Focus on the work. The point is, what is going to be the end value? what is going to be the end point? Is the end of that journey going to be an awesome one? Take as much time as you need, but not so much time, because most times we procrastinate while we say we want to take more time. All right, but take as much time as you need and give good artwork. Make sure, this is my mantra, make sure the next one is always better than the previous. It doesn't matter how little, it's always better than the previous. All right, so if you stay to the end of this video, thank you so much. I really appreciate your time. Right, this is literally my first detailed YouTube video, and I really appreciate your time so much. All right, so please, you can subscribe. Right, for my next videos, I'm going to be dropping a lot of tutorials that can help you while I help myself as well. Yeah, we help each other. It's a mutual relationship, and that's the relationship God in heaven wants with us and the Holy Ghost. All right, so I honor that relationship a lot. So I would like to help you while I help myself, right? So I'm going to be making a lot of videos to help the young artists, the people, that is the beginner artists who are just coming into the art community, but you do not know where to start. You don't know how to go. All right, follow this channel. You will find out that the tips I'm going to be dropping here are real experience tips, not what is just searched. Real experience tips, right? And things I wish I'm going to be dropping. Mostly I'm going to be dropping tutorials based on things I wished I had known earlier, because when I started out as an artist, I texted a lot of artists to give me tips. Most people answered. Thank you so much for those who answered, but most people ignored my text. I had to learn self-taught by myself and watching few YouTube videos, and I found out that most times these YouTube videos are not detailed. All right, so I'm going to be dropping as much detail as I can, and I'm going to drop it in a way that relates to the younger people, to the younger people in the art community, please, not just the younger, to the younger people. I'm going to drop it in a means that relates to you, in a means that you know that okay, you are starting now, that is realistic enough. Because most times we come on YouTube and we see these drawings and it seems like it's too, I cannot do something as beautiful as this. You can, of course you can. Of course you can. All right? Of course you can. So the tutorials I'm going to be dropping it as relating to your problems. Right? So for whatever problem, if you have any issue that you want addressed immediately, you can drop it in the comment section. I'm going to address it as soon as I can. All right, and in my next video I'm going to be starting with the fundamentals, so that you can start from there, learn. Then I'm going to be teaching you a lot, all my secrets to my drawing. I'm revealing it here. I'm not keeping anything behind. No, I'll be going on lives and teaching, but I'm not keeping anything behind. All right, so if you stayed till the end of this video, I appreciate you a lot. Please, if you can leave a comment, I appreciate that more, and subscribe. All right, if you can subscribe, that will be so awesome. All right, subscribe so that you can get more videos like this, and when I drop my next video, you'll be there to be the first partaker and enjoying it. All right, and make sure we get better while we do what we do. All right, thank you so much. I appreciate your time. If you stay till this time, if you really stay till this time, I really appreciate you so much. All right, this is my first YouTube video. I am excited. I'm really excited to start my YouTube community. All right, I love you all. Please stay tuned. All right, thank you.